Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome. Take a seat and relax. There is nothing you need to do in this present moment except to relax and enjoy your reading. And to start your reading off, Sagittarius, we start with number 7. Identity theft is not a joke, Jim. This is my card all about being yourself. About not caring what other people think about you, about not caring about what other people want from you and need from you and think you should be doing. The only thing that you should care about right now is what it is that you want, Sagittarius. What do you want out of life? What do you want out of yourself? How do you want to be? I think this is one of the most important things that we can learn while we are alive is just to be ourselves, learning how to just be ourselves, So like when we're growing up, especially if you're going through school, at least for me, it was all about blending in and, it's all about trends nowadays and being like everybody else. And, especially like in middle school, high school, it's all about, being well liked by everybody and by doing things that everybody else does and hiding the things that make us different, hiding the things that make us unique. But the older you get, at least it's happened to me, to where the more I want to explore and dig into those things that make me different, those things that make me unique. And I think it's good for all adults and for everybody to explore both sides of that, explore the side where you do want to blend in, and especially explore the side where you explore your uniqueness. It's good to learn both. It's good to learn both sides of the same coin. But this moment is asking for yourself to be yourself. If everyone really wanted to be the same, we would all still be up in heaven, right, where there's God, and we are all one. But we aren't one. There's many here, and I think that's pretty cool. And you wanted to experience the many, the different, and that is why you are here as well. So how about we figure out what your odd, weird, singular human is all about? Why don't we see what you can do? Because we all have something special and unique about ourselves, and we can all do very unique and special things. So the Hierophant and the Queen of Cups. Interesting. The Queen of Cups is all about protecting, right? It's all about including. It's all about being empathetic, especially the cups, the Queen of Cups, because the cups are all about the emotions. So imagine knowing how to protect your own emotions, okay? And I think just with the example I was giving with the number 7, all right, imagine putting yourself in those two different environments. An environment where your emotions aren't protected, or even just by the people around you and by especially yourself, because ultimately life is a one-player game. But we're put in environments to where we treat ourselves differently. And so imagine putting yourself in an environment to where the people around you don't care about your emotions, and also putting yourself in an environment to where you have people who actually care about your emotions and care about how you feel. It's good to put yourself into both of those environments so that you can compare and contrast and see which one is that helps you strive better, helps you succeed, and just so you can see what the difference is, and then you can understand what it is, how it is that you want to treat others as well. So we have the Hierophant here paired with the Queen of Cups. So the Hierophant to me is like our guardian angel. It is a part of ourselves that can see your whole life in an instant, that can see yourself in a different perspective. So if you imagine a 2D creature, right, they don't have the 3D, they can only go this way, that way, this way, that way, okay? So now imagine us as a 3D person who can come up here and can see things from up here. We can see things that 2D person can't see. So we can teach that 2D person a lot about their environment because we can see things from a different angle. We can see things from a different perspective, a different point of view. And that is how I see the Hierophant. The Hierophant is our guardian angel that can see things from a different point of view and can obviously teach us a lot about life and our environment. So this Queen of Cups seems like she is trying to teach you how to protect your own emotions. It's trying to teach you how important it is to acknowledge your own emotions and to not ignore them and to not set them aside. And by that, she's probably putting you into those two different environments so that you can learn and understand how important it is to protect your emotions and to see what happens when you don't protect your own emotions. So life, because this is major arcana, so life is putting you into different environments, and then it is up to you to, if you want to learn and understand both of them. Cool. Yeah, so consciousness. This is the Ace of Clouds, the Ace of Swords. The Ace cards are each suit at its most potential. This Ace is probably the one that can see things from up here as well. The Ace can see all of the 2 through the 10, because that is how what each element goes through, right? So the Ace is all of these 2 through 10 put together, and then you split them off. 2 over here, 3, 4, 5, 6. But the Ace can see all of them at the same time. So consciousness and healing. So we're back to the emotions, right? Just like I was saying, learning how to take care of our emotions, learning how important it is to acknowledge our emotions as well as other people's, learning how to be empathetic, and yeah, that's how you say it. Healing. This is the King of Cups. So we went from the King of Cups into learning how to protect those emotions, and then King of Cups, or at least the Queen of Cups is learning how important it is to include our own emotions. The King of Cups would be learning how to protect those emotions. So this would be like setting rules, setting boundaries, so that other people can't just keep hurting your emotions and for it to be okay. It is learning how to heal yourself, learning how, so like muscles, right? You tear muscles apart when you are working out, and then they grow back together stronger. So that is what healing is. Right, putting yourself in an environment to where you're tearing apart those emotions so you can see them very closely, and then you put them back together so that they are even stronger than before. And consciousness, so we are being aware now of all of these things that we are talking about, and the Hierophant is the one that is helping us be aware of how to heal, of how important these emotions are, and just what the emotions are all about. So I hope, so if you have been in both of these environments, you know, I mean, the environment to where your emotions don't matter really is going to suck really bad, but it feels like you are in a place to where you can understand what kind of environment is the one that you want to be in. And that is what healing is all about, understanding and finally putting boundaries and saying, no, I don't want to be in this environment because I did not enjoy my time there. I would like to be in this other environment because I enjoyed I enjoyed it, and there was a lot more love there. And that is us learning from the Hierophant, finally being able to act about the things that we have been learning. Oof. And death. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. There is, death is all about change. It is all about change. And that is what we are looking for here. The whole reason for you to learn all of these things is to change your own environment into one one of creation, that is what you want. A safe home is what we are creating here, is what it feels like. And so this card, this is like just a Joker card that I included in the deck for absolutely no reason other than I thought it was cool, and I would see this as like just magic happening, because this card isn't included in the tarot, but it is included in this Thoth Tarot just like as a filler card for when they were printing out all their cards on the sheet. You know, there was another spot, so this was just there so that the sheet was full. And so we are talking about something complete now. Death. Complete. So when this card comes up, I took it as a Joker card, just as this card can be whatever it is that you want it to be. So same with this environment, right? Now that we have learned about our emotions, learned about empathy, and learning how to also take care of other people's emotions, because I think that, to me, that's equally as important. But it is most important that you start with taking care of your own emotions. So yeah, this is literally about you creating life however it is that you want to be. That is why we are here, right? We are all kids. If God is an adult, and if God is our dad, then the whole point of this playground is for us kids to learn how to be a dad like God, you know. One thing I enjoyed about, I don't know if you've ever seen the show Lucifer, but I absolutely love that show. And there's one thing that he says that I absolutely loved. And at one point he's trying to become God, right? And somebody asks him, like, why is it that you want to become God? And then he responds with, I only want to be God because I want to be worthy of her, you know. And I thought that was so cool. I thought that was such a beautiful thing to say, you know. Like, the only reason that he wanted to become God was that he wanted to become worthy of her. He wanted to know that he is worthy of her, you know. And this feels like that kind of energy. This feels like why we are working so hard into learning these type of things. And that is such a huge change. Can you imagine Lucifer, you know, the prince of hell, wanting to become God just because he wants to be worthy of her, right? That is death to the old and bring in this new creation, bring in this new you. And it all came from you being yourself. And you know, nobody else can teach you how to be yourself. That is one thing that we all are on this world alone to be able to figure it out. And the only way to figure out how to be God is by ourselves, because God is one, right? So cool, very cool energy. I don't know if I want to say anything else. So we'll just get some last bit of words of advice from the Office Oracle deck here. Nice, nature card. This is you learning your place in nature, right? We are all alive, and if you weren't alive, then the universe wouldn't be itself. So it is good to go outside. It is good to understand your place in this whole world, right? Why are we here? And this is like you learning and figuring it out, because just like I said, you know, we are all God technically, but we are also part of this whole universe. So God is very small, it looks like, compared to the whole universe. And that is us right there, right? This is learning how to be God, but without, you know, being the God that we think God is, like the Christian God, you know. That's a different kind of God, and that's not a real God. So this is us learning how to be God and learning how to stay human at the same time. And it helps to be out in nature, it helps to listen to the birds chirp, and it helps just to be surrounded by your environment. Look at, the environment, right? Look at that. What kind of environment do you want to be in, right? An environment like this one? I would love to be in an environment like this one. I loved going out hiking with my friends. I loved going out into nature and just having a good time, going to the lakes, you know, just being surrounded by greenery and nature and friends. That's the kind of environment I would like to create for myself. What kind of environment do you want to create for yourself now that you've experienced a lot of different environments? Number 8. Wow, nice. This is my Triumph card. This is a long journey, right? Michael was running, I believe it was a 3K, and towards the end of it, he was laying down on the ground, vomiting, just telling himself that he's not going to be able to finish, you know. So this reading is asking you just go a little bit more, go a little bit further. You can do this. You got this. Conquer that human body. Conquer this life. And you are triumphing. You are winning. He literally got up and he said, you know what? I am going to finish this. I am going to win. I am going to do this. And he did. He finished that race. And look at how proud everybody is. This is the Hierophant, right? Your whole spirit team being so happy that you kept on trucking, kept on swimming, and you did it. You did it. So you are You are coming up across the finish line. So you got this. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's all that needs to be said. You got this, Sagittarius. So much hard work for a beautiful ending is here. So yeah, I really hope this reading helped. If it did help, please help me as well by leaving a like, leaving a comment, and subscribing if you would like to keep hanging out, as this is a safe place where we try to figure life out together. So thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.